Hey everyone, the Dark Knight is here. In the kingdom of Wakanda, T'Challa dies of some illness. His mother leads the nation, but Wakanda slowly looks to become vulnerable to the interventions of the world powers. Wakanda is alarmed by the arrival of Namor, the king of Talokan, a civilization that lives underwater. He proposes to become allies and protect each other by striking the world powers, since T'Challa revealed Wakanda's true nature by the end of the first film. And then the conflict begins. The sequel of Black Panther holds immense sentimental value, as actor Chadwick Boseman passed away from colon cancer a couple of years ago. It was decided that the sequel will still continue without him, with no new actor to replace him, and coming up with a story that has potential to continue the legacy that Chadwick has left. And I fully appreciate Ryan Coogler to come up with a story and screenplay that strengthen the continuity. T'Challa's sister Shuri is now the new Black Panther, and I think no one after Chadwick fully deserves more than Shuri. The large gap that T'Challa has left for impactful leadership is well directed. The emergence of Namor further intensifies Shuri's concern, as this time the CIA is helpless. During all this, Queen Ramonda gets a much more solid outing as compared to the previous film, and Angela Bassett as Queen Ramonda has given quite a remarkable performance, especially the scene where she breaks down and laments. The best feature about her role is the body language of grief that was carried well. She already lost her husband in Civil War, and now her son at the start, and now Shuri's kidnapped. Surely everyone heartfelt the funeral of T'Challa at the beginning. But my objection is, why none of the Avengers showed up at the funeral? I understand that the whole fighting crew cannot show up every time superhero dies in this Marvel Cinematic Universe, like Iron Man. But this was a different case because of the death of the real actor. They could have brought at least a couple of Avengers, if not the whole. And I loved how MCU's traditional opening credits fully honored him. He deserved that. One can easily differentiate the directional artistry of this Wakanda Forever from most of the MCU films. This tone is serious and looks pretty much for a mature audience. The film, if I'm not wrong, slipped only once when Shuri and Okoye go to collect the young scientist. Speaking of young scientists, most of you must have noticed that in the past couple of years, MCU has introduced young superheroes. Ellie Bradley, Patriot, made a debut in Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Hawkeye introduced Kate Bishop. Kamala Khan had her own show. Multiverse of Madness introduced America Chavez. Casey Lang is to be introduced in Quantumania. In She-Hulk's last episode, Hulk's son Scar showed up. Billy and Tommy were introduced in WandaVision, and maybe there is a chance that they develop their alter egos in the upcoming Agatha series. Shuri herself is quite young and now introduces Riri, who is Ironheart. Ironheart is quite a new comic character that was created by Brian Michael Bendis a few years ago, and Ironheart will have her own show later this year. But my point is that maybe a superhero team of young Avengers is shaping that may assemble possibly in Avengers Kang Dynasty. Maybe just a theory from a comic geek. Although we all know that Doctor Strange is now leading the Marvel Cinematic Universe. What if Peter Parker and Shuri lead the Young Avengers? How about that? Do you think that Peter and Shuri should lead the Young Avengers, or do you have someone else in mind? Comment down. I'm very much delighted to see Namor's debut, but I'm unsure about the accuracy of origin story that was run in comics, if they have done justice with that in the film, because I have never read about Namor in comics. So I like the connection, how he is brought to this exciting world. So if any of you comic geeks have knowledge about Namor's origin story, if it is accurate in the film as shown in comics, also let me know, write down in the comments. Black Panther Wakanda Forever is a rare DNA amongst its equals in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and definitely deserves praise for being a film that stood for its story and matured well. Yes, at the length of 160 minutes, the film did slow down in the middle, but justified, because see, Namor was also to be detailed. The legacy of Wakanda and T'Challa has neither been faded nor been ruined. It is convincingly amongst the best films Marvel Studios has ever produced. I'm Knaik.